welcome to Cooking with Chemistry. My name is Emma. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to utilize your Thanksgiving leftovers in a turkey cornbread casserole. So first I'm going to show you the ingredients that are already prepared. So let's start. This is just some cubed turkey that we had left over. Here you have some carrots, celery, and onion. You have a can of whole kernel corn, a blend of different seasonings, about a cup of turkey gravy, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 8 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese, and then prepared cornbread mix, as well as a spatula and a greased pan. So now we're gonna start with getting our vegetables cooked. So first we're gonna start by softening our vegetables. So we're just gonna have some butter, which my butter is already melted. So you're just gonna pour that into your pan and let it get warm. And then afterwards, you're just gonna add your carrots, celery, and onion and let them get soft for about 10 minutes or so. So I'll be right back after this is all softened. Hi guys, so now that the vegetables are softened, I just added in my turkey and my seasonings. The turkey's been cooking for about a minute or two now, and I'm trying to get it to where the turkey is cooked to the right temperature. This is extremely important, as well as in chemistry, where you talk about thermal equilibrium and making sure that things are at the right temperature or room temperature. For the turkey, we need it cooked above room temperature. So we need the energy from the heat and from the stove and the fire to cook into the turkey and make the turkey at a warmer temperature to prevent the spread of diseases and other infections that can work its way into your body. After the seasoning and turkey's been added, I'm going to add in about half of my turkey gravy, a little bit more, a little bit less, and just let this all cook up before we can do the next stage. So if you want to come in and you can see it a little bit better, this is what we're working with as it's getting warm. Now we're going to do the cornbread. So now we're going to work on the cornbread topping. So I already have my pre-made cornbread mix. To this, I'm going to add 1 can of whole kernel corn, as well as about 8 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese. This just gives it more flavor and helps the food taste much better. You also have to remember that this has a lot of basics in it, so I added a little bit of salt to the cornbread mix itself, which will help neutralize the bases and give it more of an acid and more of an acidic flavor, which balances out the flavors that are already in the turkey mixture. And this is super important that you use these flavors to balance out one another. Otherwise, you're going to have a dish that is super acidic or a dish that's super base, which is similar in chemistry, because you cannot work with just one acid or one base. In cornbread, you have a base that acts with an acid, which is what causes the cornbread to rise. It works as a leavening agent. So the next tip, I'll guys show you a chemical reaction and a chemical equation that actually makes the cornbread itself. In this chemical reaction, you have a base, sodium bicarbonate, reacting with an acid, sodium aluminum sulfate, and acid, monocalcium phosphate, which reacts to form the leavening agent CO2, which is a gas. Everything is to the right temperature, and everything is at a temperature that everyone can eat. I'm now going to move this into my baking pan, which I'll put the cornbread topping on next. So once I get this in the pan, I'll talk to you more about the cornbread and how these both react with each other. So the next step is adding in the gravy, which will help balance out these flavors, similar to the acids and bases that I used earlier in the seasonings, as well in the cornbread. The gravy just adds more moisture to the meat, and it adds more moisture to the whole dish in general. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on top, what was ever left originally. Now I'm going to add my cornbread mixture, which is just the cheese, cornbread, and corn. And I'll pop this in the oven for about 35 minutes, and the oven is already preheated to 400 degrees. So once this is cooked, I'll show you the final result. So now you can see that everything is completely done cooking. The cornbread has a nice brown layer on top of it, and it's also rised up, so it's completely done now. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and eat it now. So now that all the cooking's done, I hope that you guys were able to understand how thermal equilibrium plays an important part in everyday cooking to help prevent diseases and make sure that everything is heated to the right temperature and that energy is conveyed from one source to another in the proper ways. I also hope that you understand the difference between an acid and a base and how they work together to make a meal more delicious, as well as the reactions that they cause off one another. Finally, I hope that you understand that cornbread is more than just a delicious southern bread, but that it also has a chemical equation to back it up, which shows how the cornbread rises to make its delicious bread. So, on this episode of Cooking with Chemistry, I hope you guys understood now how to make a turkey cornbread casserole, and I hope that you've thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Bye guys!